You genuinely have to trust every single brick that you are placing because you are building your dream life with intention, brick by brick. It did not happen by chance. It did not happen by a coincidence. It happened because of every single step you are taking along the way to equal this bigger picture. And in order to do this, you do have to make some sacrifices. You have to be very intentional about it, and you have to be strict. You have to run a strict program. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Have Breakfast. I'm your host, Jaden Liz, and this is the space where we are building our dream lives with intention, and I am here to help you do it every step of the way. Wow, that sounds like I have been saying that for quite some time. I feel like I finally have nailed an intro for this show. We are growing, we're evolving, and that is everything that we're doing in 2026. Towards the end of 2025, I started a series on TikTok called Built to Be Her, and it was a space for me to just live my life out loud, a space for me to build my dream life and show that it is messy, it's imperfect, it's hard, and there's a lot of great things that happen along the way, but you just never really know what is in store for you until you start to try it out. Because I think a lot of times you see the final result of someone's dream life. You don't see all of the years of progress and work that it took for them to get there. You just see them out living their daily life as like this perfect persona who is very much imperfect and took a lot of time to develop that person. And when I say a lot of time, I don't mean months, I don't mean weeks, I mean years. It takes years to finally get exactly where you want to be. And I think that was my whole point with starting Built to Be Her, that it is not going to be perfect. It's not going to happen overnight, but it is always worth trying. And the steps that you're taking right now are exactly the foundation that are going to lead to your dream life, but you want to start now instead of waiting so long that it passes you by. And I wanted to show that this is a journey that everyone can go on. You don't have to have the perfect circumstance to start building your dream life, but the more steps you take now, the closer you're going to get to it in the future, versus waiting until you feel like you have the perfect moment and then finally starting to build towards what you want. You can build at any stage. And there's a little irony in me starting this series and being like, I'm building my dream life, and then almost immediately getting laid off, and then also just like a chain of events happening that were extremely imperfect and very much real life things, because at the end of the day, real life is going to happen. Real life is going to happen whether you are building your dream life or not. So as you're building your dream life, there are certain pillars that you want to follow that will help you get there quicker. The first is building a non-negotiable routine. You have to prioritize yourself when you are on a journey of becoming the best version of yourself. When people online talk about building their dream life, a lot of times they are skipping the hard stuff and they're going straight to the wealth and the amazing things that you can buy with your money and all of the places you can travel and this, that, and the other. But what they are not talking about are the steps that led them there. When you are building a non-negotiable routine, it is so beyond important that you prioritize yourself over everyone else. It's not giving you advice to be overly selfish, but it is telling you that you have to be firm in building a routine. And it is something that should have very little flexibility, especially as you're trying to establish it. Over time, you're going to be able to understand where you can fit certain pieces in or take things away from your schedule. But when you're trying to develop something new, you have to be dedicated to it, because otherwise you're going to trick your mind into thinking you can just talk yourself out of it. Like, oh, it's Tuesday morning, I don't really feel like going to the gym this morning because XYZ, and then you just make it an excuse. And then when you wake up on Wednesday morning, it is easier for your brain to say, well, I didn't go yesterday, my bed is really comfortable, so maybe I'll just stay here. And then your brain on Thursday morning, because now you're in a routine of not doing your routine, wants to stay in that. So you need to condition yourself to show up for yourself every single day. This is doing the same thing on repeat without interruptions. And it's setting a plan that you are not willing to change by any means. Nothing else can get between you and this schedule. It is you in this schedule against the world. I'm currently doing this for myself. I have made it a non-negotiable for me to go to the gym in the morning, or at minimum, just wake up at 6 a.m. If I have a rest day, I still need to wake up at 6 a.m. so that way I am conditioned to wake up and go. Even if that means I'm waking up and just making breakfast, or I'm waking up and journaling, I'm in that routine of waking up and getting up and doing something. And when I say non-negotiable, I mean non-negotiable. So if you're on vacation, keep in your routine. These are habits that are helping you get towards your dream life. Think about the person that you're becoming. The person at the end, once you reach everything, once you hit all of your goals, the life that you are building. That person, what would she want for herself, or what would they want for themselves? Would they want you to spend your morning just laying around and doing nothing, or would they want you to get up and get active and do the things that you said you were going to do? I think it's the latter. So you need to show up as that person that you're becoming before you're even them. It's practicing. You are getting in the habit of becoming that person. And next is what I consider to be the most fun pillar, which is building your default character settings. You know, when you're playing The Sims, or you're playing a different kind of game where you have a character and you get to customize all of their little features, their hair, outfit, kind of like their vibe, everything they got going for themselves, right? That is exactly what you're going to do for yourself. What do you want to look like? This is tapping into some of your vanity. Think about what you want to look like in your dream life. This is customizing your everyday staple look. It's not to say that you can't stray away from looking like this at times, but it is kind of like your day-to-day go-to, almost like a menu. Like, okay, on a typical basis, this is how my hair is gonna look. This is the kind of outfit I gravitate towards. These are the nails. This is a signature scent. Like, all of the things that kind of come together to complete you and your aura and how you show up to others. Like, if the paparazzi caught you slipping today, it's not even like a day you called them. You're not doing anything special. Like, if the paparazzi caught you lacking and you appeared in a news spread, this is exactly what you would want to look like. For me, I have discovered that I have a certain hair color that looks best on me. It's a little bit more of like an auburny brown, kind of like a rich chocolate. And that is a color that I will stay loyal to for the rest of my life. I've gravitated away towards it and I don't really love it. And then every time I come back, she just does something for me. So no matter what length my hair is, I know that that's my default character setting. When you're thinking about your nails, this is not to say you can't go and do extra fun things, do a design, try new things, but at a baseline, what are things you gravitate towards? For me, it's a red. Always. I love a red nail. Variations of red. Berry red, bright red, red. It doesn't matter the season, I am gravitating towards a red 9 out of 10 times. A lot of people love a neutral nail. Those work too. This is not an area of your life that is meant for respectability politics or what you think other people will want, or the clean girl, rich girl, whatever name it, you call it, aesthetic. This is for you to decide. This is not for Pinterest to decide. This is not for TikTok to decide. This is what your personal preferences are for yourself and how you want to show up in your day-to-day life. So take some time to envision what your dream self looks like when you are looking in the mirror. And once you do those things, it is time to build your confidence up. The dream version of yourself is nothing without a little bit of confidence. Not even a little bit, a lot of confidence. Those first 2 steps already help a lot with establishing some of that confidence. Being in a good routine helps you already feel a little bit better about yourself. And then stepping into some of these habits that are making you look a little bit more like how you envision yourself looking. These first 2 steps help establish some of that confidence because you are building consistency with yourself. You are constantly showing up for yourself and you're pouring back into yourself. But we need to take it a step further when it comes to confidence, because we want to not only show up and seem like the person we want to be, but truly believe that we are that person. This is pouring nothing but positivity into yourself. It is cutting out negative speak and doubt. Instead of saying, I'm going to try and do this new thing, you are going to do this new thing. You can, you will, you are. It is a matter of reframing your mindset from thinking things aren't or may not be possible for yourself and shifting that into believing anything and everything is possible for you. This is listening to things that are positive and really giving you an uplifting boost. I like to listen to music as a form of affirmation transformation. I think I've talked about this multiple times on the podcast. Like, me and a playlist full of songs that make me feel like I'm a star go together very bad. And just listening to things that really lift your spirit up and make you feel like the best version of yourself is always going to take you further. It's going to set the mood and tone for your day. It's going to make you feel good about yourself, and it's going to build that confidence over time. So instead of reaching for things that you know aren't going to make you feel better, do things that are pouring positivity into yourself. For the next pillar, you are building your network and building community. Do not waste your potential by always being in the house. I know we are in the era of the homebody and being at home, and things are expensive outside. I completely understand that. I don't mean go and spend all your money. I don't mean you have to go to fine dining. I don't even mean you need to be in the section. Actually, maybe don't be in the section for this pillar. You need to get out and meet people who are in your network. This is beyond your 9 to 5 or being in the workplace or any place that you are already frequenting. We are wanting to expand and cast a wider net. A relatively easy way for you to start doing more of this is to join a board in your city or your community. I'm actually serving on a board for the first time this year. I haven't officially started my term, but I'm really excited to jump in for the work and volunteer in a different kind of capacity. I think it's really important to give back to your community and find a cause that's worthy, but it also is a really good opportunity to meet people with notable recognition within your community. So I'm serving on a board with people who work across the city, have multiple different positions at really esteemed organizations. So this is a really good opportunity to get your foot in the door, meet people who already have really good connections, and place yourself a little bit higher in the ranks to either get new opportunities, meet new people, whatever your goal is. Serving on a board is a really good first step. But if your goal isn't necessarily to network and you just want to build community and maybe make new friends, a really good way to do this is trying new hobbies. You can meet people that have similar interests to you just by doing new things. Over the past year, I've made really good community within my yoga class, and every single week as my class rolls around, I am so excited to get there and to cackle and have fun with the girls that are in my yoga class because we always have a good time. It is a great opportunity, obviously, to work out, but we have that sense of community where we want to listen to each other and we want to support each other, and we're just all excited to be there. So if you are a little bit more shy, maybe introduce yourself at the next class you're attending, or, raise your hand, or even talk to the teacher or whoever makes you feel comfortable in that setting. It's a really good opportunity for you to put yourself out there and potentially make new friends, build more community. And this also helps get your name in the right rooms at the right time. Yes, networking is good and great, but you can network wherever you go. You can network at the grocery store, you can network in that yoga class, you can network wherever. I think that's what's really important, is always being kind to people and making sure that you are always representing the best version of yourself. And through it all, eventually you will have your dream life. And that is pillar 5, building your dream life. All of the work you are putting in now will add up over time. It is a slow and gradual process. It is something where you genuinely have to trust every single brick that you are placing, because you are building your dream life with intention, brick by brick. It did not happen by chance. It did not happen by a coincidence. It happened because of every single step you are taking along the way to equal this bigger picture. And in order to do this, you do have to make some sacrifices. You have to be very intentional about it, and you have to be strict. You have to run a strict program. You have to be about your business. You have to lock in all of those girl bossy, scary terms that make it seem like you can't do anything but work on yourself. I'm going to use here in this context because in order to get exactly what you want in this life, you do have to be specific, you have to be strict, and you have to follow the plan. That is how you build your dream life. There's no secret hack, there's no hidden gem. It is a series of small steps that you take that are very intentional, and you will ultimately have your dream life when you do it. And those are the 5 pillars that are going to help me get there and that are going to help you get there, because we are doing this together. It is not an experience that is one-off. It's not a one and done thing either. I think this is a continuous journey that happens. The goals will continue to evolve. What your dream life looks like will continue to evolve, and you are going to always continue to reach for the stars. But when you do that, you might just land on the moon. So it is always worth a try. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Let's Have Breakfast.